Hello everyone, here's a rundown of this week's top headlines. I'm Nicole Cordoves. It was a busy week for President Duterte in as far as filling up vacancies in his cabinet was concerned. So that's why we'll start this week's episode with a rundown of the new presidential appointees. The week started with the announcement made by the President on Monday that former Armed Forces Chief Roy Cimatu will be the next Environment Secretary, replacing Gina Lopez, a popular Duterte appointee to the post, but who was rejected by the Commission on Appointments. Cimatu admittedly comes to the post as a relative newbie, but the former general who had served as special envoy to the Middle East for overseas Filipino workers in the Arroyo and Duterte administration said that he will strive hard to balance environment protection and responsible mining. But a funny thing happened to Cimatu on his way to starting his new job. Before he presided over the cabinet meeting last Monday, President Duterte surprised everyone, including Cimatu, when he decided to administer the oath on the new DENR secretary in Malacanang. Caught off guard and just wearing a semi-formal outfit, Cimatu had to scout around for a barong just to make his oath-taking before the president more formal. Thankfully, Cimatu and his colleagues in the cabinet were able to produce the right outfit for his oath-taking. Also, just this Monday, President Duterte announced that he was naming Nestor Espinilla Jr. as the new Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas Governor to replace Amando Tetangco, whose second term as BSP Governor expires on July 4. Espinilla was Deputy Governor prior to his appointment and rose from the ranks in the 35 years he has been with the Bangko Sentral. Out of all the aspirants for the post, Espinilla had been described as the most technical and lead politically connected. Then came the appointment of former Mocha Girls lead singer Mocha Uson, or more popularly known as Mocha Uson, as Assistant Secretary of the Presidential Communications Operations Office for Social Media. Her appointment was met with howls of protest, particularly among netizens who took it more like a bombshell announcement for lack of a better description. But President Duterte was quick to defend his choice and said that he owed her a debt of gratitude, or utang na loob. Before leaving for Cambodia last Thursday night, the president unequivocally described this debt of gratitude to his staunch supporter when he said that Uson had believed in him when she vigorously campaigned for him in the 2016 presidential elections, and that, I quote, "It's time for me to believe in her." Also this week, President Duterte tapped former House Speaker Jose de Venetia as special envoy for intercultural dialogue, a move that will bring zest back into the political life of the veteran 80-year-old statesman who dropped out of the limelight in 2008. President Duterte capped his week of filling vacancies in his official family when he announced the appointment of Senator Alan Peter Cayetano as Foreign Affairs Secretary and Armed Forces Chief General Eduardo Año as the next Interior and Local Government Secretary. The designation of Cayetano came just a day after the one-year ban on the appointment of candidates in the May 2016 elections lapsed, as President Duterte fulfilled his previous pronouncement to name his running mate to the DFA post. Año's appointment, on the other hand, caught everybody by surprise, including the lady reporter who had pressed the president for a comment on the need for a new DILG chief in the wake of reports about abuses from the ranks of the Philippine National Police. Duterte called out to Año to stand before the audience and announced that the AFP chief will be assuming the DILG portfolio once he retires in October. That was indeed a flurry of appointments that came from President Duterte this week, but the changing of guards was not kept within our shores. Last Monday, the whole world woke up to a new French president in Emmanuel Macron, who at only 39 years old became the country's youngest president or leader since Napoleon Bonaparte. Macron, who garnered 66.06% of the votes over his presidential runoff rival far-right candidate Marine Le Pen, also made history by becoming the first ever candidate to have ran and won as French president without belonging to any political party. Thus, his description of himself as neither left nor right that proved to be pivotal in his victory. Owing much to the national uproar that accompanied the ouster of Park on corruption charges, voter turnout in the elections was at its largest in 20 years, as 77.2% of South Korean voters came out to cast their ballots, with Moon getting 41.1% of the votes. Moon's campaign focused largely on the economy and his intention to woo North Korea back to the peace table. So those are the headlines for this week, but we would like to hear what you have to say, so make sure that you use the hashtag MB Rundown in all your comments, status, and tweets. I'll see you again next week.